Hey there, folks. I'm meteorologist Matt Barentine. Thank you for joining us here on our FOX10 Gulf Stream here this afternoon. Hope everything finds you well today. If you read the little description here on the post, interesting stuff out there today. It is the coolest day that we've had since May 24th. So what is it, September 27th, May 24th, so 4 months. The coolest afternoon in 4 months. Not bad, right? It's cloudy, and that's the only reason. It's not because we've had some big fall front come through or anything like that. It's just very cloudy, thick clouds out there, and that's what's giving us this. Here are 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and we're temperatures generally in the low 80s. 81 in Mobile, 81 in Fairhope, 81 in Gulf Shores, 80 in Milton, 80 in Bruton. So that's what we're looking at right now. It's fairly comfortable out there for the first time, well, in a long time. Let me get up the, show you what we have going on here on the satellite. And this is why we're looking at the cooler temperatures, because we have clouds around. Quite a bit of them, actually. Let me get rid of the system there. Whoops. I zoomed in a bit too much, didn't I? Got a little over anxious there. All right, so there it is. There's those clouds. Winds out of the northeast right now, and lots of clouds, but not much in the way of rain, unfortunately. We could use some rain. We got some last night. Hopefully you did. I know at my house I managed to get a pretty decent rain there last night, but not everybody got in on that. Here's what it looks like right now on the radar. You can see not much rain. It's all offshore, but we do certainly have plenty of clouds, and that is what's helped us out with our temperatures here so far this afternoon. So yeah, it's a help. Obviously, we'd like to do a little better. We'd like to get some of this rain moving on through here. You can see on the Futurecast, it tries to show 1 or 2 little showers over the Panhandle later on this afternoon. Sorry, this is so frustrating on the thing. We get pop-ups on this computer, and it makes it really hard to do this. I can get that to go away. All right, so back to what I was trying to do. All right, so there it goes. You can see the cloud cover here for us in the morning. So I think it'll be kind of similar to start the day off with tomorrow. And I'll be keeping an eye on the cloud cover tomorrow. It shows it pretty thick again. Right now, the forecasted highs are in the upper 80s, but we could keep them down again tomorrow with that cloud cover. And not much in the way of rain, though. So very similar to today. I think we're going to have a very similar type of day tomorrow for your Thursday. So hopefully we might be able to keep those temperatures down if we can get that to go on there for you. That's the wrong one. That was from today. Here's the current conditions, though, I wanted to show. That's the low 80s out there, Mobile Regional, Mobile Downtown. Once again, coolest afternoon we've had in 4 months since the end of May. I mean, yeah. We'd like to have a little rain to go with it, but, you know, we'll take what we can get. Here is the plan over the next few hours, and, yeah, we've got to change the modeling on that because we don't have those temperatures that high right now. So here's what I expect tomorrow. Temperatures will be in the low 70s in the morning to start off with. In the afternoon, right now we're going with 86. But once again, that cloud cover is thick enough, we might stay down in the lower 80s. So could be fairly comfortable out there again tomorrow. All right, quick look out in the tropics. I know this is always what people want to know about. We got 2 systems. We got Philippe, and then we got what's going to become Rena in the next day or 2. And they are so close. I mean, look at this. You can't really tell where Philippe is because it's basically got this new system almost right on top of it. And that's going to be a problem. And it's going to cause some issues here tracking these and watching these because they're really interacting. Tropical systems don't like being that close together. They like to have their own environment to work with, their own environment to gain strength. When they're too close together, they interact a lot, and that can really foul up both of them. And that's pretty much what's going to happen here over the next few days. Hopefully I've got this clicked in, and I do. So here we go. I got the European model here, and we're running this thing out, going into the upcoming weekend. Philippe out in front, likely impacting the Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico area by the weekend, but it looks pretty ragged. That's because this system is catching up behind it. Now it'll be Rena by this point, and it's trying to pull in some energy, and it's kind of sapping some energy from Philippe. So Philippe looks really ragged. Rena looks like it's trying to get going there. And then as we push this thing in through time, watch what's going to happen. They actually get really close together next week, and then they start to get picked up and move to the north. And it's going to be really interesting to see what happens with these after this. Now, what most of the models are doing is that Rena eventually gets turned off and heads back out into the Atlantic. So I don't think Rena becomes much of a storm for anybody. They're just going to have to watch it a little bit there in the Leeward Islands there. Philippe could be interesting just in the fact the models are having a really hard time with it because essentially it falls almost completely apart. And then it kind of, what's left of it kind of floats around in the Bahamas for a few days, and then it may try to reform and then impact the southeast U.S. It's really squirrely looking in the long-range forecast. Once again, because it's dealing with the interactions here, it gets weakened almost to the point where it may almost completely fall apart, and then may re-strengthen, 10 days, 11 days down the line. So it's, once again, the modeling on this really squirrely in the long range. I can't tell you exactly what's going to happen, and neither can anyone else at this point. So it's certainly something that folks over here on the East Coast are going to have to watch. We don't have to worry about it getting in the Gulf. None of the models show anything at all happening in the Gulf next 10 days or so. So I think we'll remain good so far. I mean, I would say, knock on wood, this desk here is like some sort of composite material. So far, we've had a lucky year. Idalia obviously did make its way kind of close. I mean, it went over there in the Big Bend region of Florida, but it was never, from the modeling, we knew it was never a full threat to us. So far, so good for us. But like I said, the East Coast is definitely going to have to watch what's going to be a fairly squirrely-looking system. I don't know of any better way to put that. No, it's kind of a weird way to talk about a tropical system, but we got two of them out there. This takes you through next week. You can see that's October 4th. You look on the top right of the screen, October 4th, and we're keeping a close eye on that there, and we'll continue to track it and see exactly what happens with it. All right, so that's the tropics. Let's talk about your long-range forecast here. Let me pop that up for you. And I would love to tell you, love to tell you that we got some things going on out there that could help us out with the temperatures and actually bring fall in. So here we are, once again, the 27th. October 1st is this weekend on Sunday, and it's going to be 90 degrees. Rain chances tomorrow and today are around 20%. So you might get a spotty shower later this afternoon, this evening. Might get a spotty shower tomorrow. But then after that, you can see fat zeros all the way across the board. So we go dry again. And obviously, we're in a drought. We need rain, and we're just not getting it. And temperatures back up to around 90. And I mean, it's going to be nicest weather. I mean, the mornings are in the 60s, so that means the humidity's not that bad. So at least that's happening where we're starting to, we're dialing back the humidity. It's not like it was when we're back in August. It's not that hot. It's not that humid. Things are more bearable, but we don't have a fall day there. A true fall day, a kind of day where it's like, 77 in the afternoon and, low 50s in the morning, one of those beautiful fall days with sunshine and feeling pretty good. Don't have any of that on the board. And that's the 7-day. I'll go ahead and pull this on up for you if it'll allow me to. All right, well, it seems to have frozen up. But I was going to pull up the 10-day, and basically we're looking at the same deal there. Let me go ahead and see if I can't work on this. Okay, so you're looking at the 7-day for the moment, and you can continue to see that, it's going to stay up around 90 degrees. All right. All right, well, I just had to completely log out of my system because it's getting I said that tropical system was squirrely. Apparently, this system has gone squirrely as well. It just does not want to bring up what I'm trying to get it to do. It wanted to freeze up. All right, well, at least the 7-day has stayed up there so you can kind of plan out your weekend and see what you want to do. And there we go. All right. I have to remotely log into my computer from here. It's just this computer just doesn't work very well. That we are working on bringing a new weather computer into what's called our Gulfstream room, so we can have a direct feed and I don't have to worry about this computer locking up. All right, well, all that was just to show you that, look, 8, 9, 10 days down the line, 90, 90, 90. So that takes us through October 7th, I believe. That Saturday's October 7th. So at least through the first week of October, we are still going to be blazing, or not blazing, but we're still going to be well above normal. Now, we're not going to break any records that first week of October, because I don't know if you remember, I think it was 2 or 3 years ago, we started October off with near 100-degree temperatures. That was just a couple of years ago, maybe 3 years ago. So all the records in the early part of October were set just a few years ago, and they're well above that. So I know we're not breaking records, but it's still way above normal. I mean, normal at this time of year, by the time we get to the early part of October, should be the low 80s. And we're going to be 7, 8 degrees above that there. So it'd be nice if we could get something close to at least normal, some fall air in here, but it just doesn't look to be happening here for us anytime soon at all. So once again, that's a look at the very long range forecast. Like I said, just kind of, I wish we could do some rain. But once again, pretty quiet here on the radar. Just we have had plenty of clouds, but no rain underneath those clouds. You can see it's offshore at the moment, and that's where most of it's going to stay. So not really seeing any much in the way of rain here around the area. Once again, I'm meteorologist Matt Barentine. We'll be on tonight at 3. We have a 3 o'clock show now. If you haven't had a chance to check that out, please do. We're on at 3 o'clock. It goes from 3 to 3:30. Then we have an investigative show from 3:30 to 4 now, so that's new as well. And then, of course, we have our 4 o'clock show, our 5 o'clock show. Jason Smith will be in tonight. Like you to check us out, please do. And of course, these live feeds, if you happen to have caught this afternoon, we are doing these pretty much every afternoon right at around 2 o'clock. So you can always check here on your phone, click on the app, check in your live feed, give you a good update in the middle of the afternoon for what we're looking at out there on the radar and the forecast, so you can plan your days. That's what we're here for. We're here to help you out, making sure you know what's going on. Once again, I'm meteorologist Matt Barentine. Thank you so much for joining us. I really do appreciate it. I'm going to go ahead and pop up that long-range forecast one more time to leave you on that, so you can, once again, you can just kind of look towards your weekend or maybe into next week as you make your plans. Really, I mean, I wish it was cooler, sure, but at least it's, if you want to have a beach weekend or something like that, you could do it. I mean, it's going to be hot enough out there for it. Continues to be hot as we head into October. Once again, thank you so much for joining us, and we will catch you tonight at 3, 4, and 5.